Welcome to Tocoria. My name is Chrissy and I am so excited that you're here today. Let me first start by showing you around the town. This is the town where I live. It's called Tocoria, but you can call it Toco for short. Toco is spelled T-O-C-O. Can you spell that with me? T-O-C-O. T-O-C-O. Great job. There are so many fun places in this town, just like where you live. There's a fire station with firemen who help put out fires, a post office where you can send out your mail, a hospital you can go to when you're feeling sick, a library you can go to read books, and so many more places. I also want you to meet someone. I have a really good friend in Tocoria named Zebo. And I know what you might be thinking. Zebo is kind of a silly name, right? But can you guess what Zebo is? I'll give you 3 guesses. Is Zebo a dog, a stuffed animal, or a robot? A robot! Zebo is a robot, and I can't wait for you to meet him. He should be around here somewhere. If we say, "Let's go Zebo together," we might be able to get him to come out. Do you want to try it with me? Great. All right, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go Zebo! Are you okay? I think someone's a little excited. It's okay, Zebo. I'm excited too. It's going to be such a great day. Do you think you could tell us what we should learn today? The 5 senses. What a great idea. We use our senses every single day, so it would be so helpful to learn more about them. Thank you, Zebo. Can we all wave goodbye to Zebo? Bye. Let's take a closer look. We all have 5 senses that help us to learn about the world around us. Can you count to 5 with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our 5 senses are smell, sight, hear, taste, and touch. I use my nose to smell things. My sense of smell helps me to smell things like flowers or freshly baked cookies. I use my eyes to see. My sense of sight allows me to see things around me, like colors or people. I use my tongue to taste. When I use my sense of taste, it gives me information about food. I can taste things like apples or chocolate. I use my ears to hear. My sense of hearing lets me hear different sounds. I can hear things like birds chirping, music playing, people talking. I use my hands to touch. My skin lets me feel things and learn more about them. Right now, you're using your eyes to see me and your ears to hear what I'm saying. Here is our schedule for today. First, we're going to go to the cafe. Second, we're going to go to the learning lab. Third, we're going to go to the park. Fourth, we're going to go to the library. And 5th, we're going to go home, which is where we are now. At the cafe, we're going to see all the yummy food they have to eat. At the learning lab, we'll play games, we'll learn new things. At the park, we'll be able to get outside in the sunshine and get our bodies moving a little bit. At the library, we can go read some books. and then we'll come back home. Let's see how many things are on our schedule for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things on our schedule. 5 senses. First on the schedule is going to the cafe. Let's go back to the map. We are right here. We need to get to the cafe that's over here. To get there, we need to say the words Toco, take off. Can we say that together on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Toco, take off. Wow, it smells so yummy in here. I wonder if we can use all 5 senses at the cafe. Let's try it out. We will start with our sense of touch. We can use our bodies to feel the texture of something. Let's take a look at some food and decide if the texture of the food is smooth or bumpy. First, let's look at the apple. If we touch the outside of that apple, does it feel smooth or does it feel bumpy? Smooth. The outside of an apple is smooth. All right, on to the pear. If we touch the pear, does it feel smooth or does it feel bumpy? Smooth, just like the apple, the outside of a pear is nice and smooth. All right, on to the kiwi. If we touch that kiwi, is it smooth or bumpy? Bumpy. There's small hair-like fuzz on the outside of a kiwi, and it gives it a more bumpy texture. All right, next, the corn. If we touch that corn, is it going to be smooth or bumpy? Bumpy. All of those kernels make the texture of the corn bumpy. All right, what about the pineapple? If we touch the pineapple, is it smooth or bumpy? Bumpy. What's that sound? It's time for a knowledge knock. Did you know the outside of the pineapple, the spikes and tough skin, is called the rind? The top of the pineapple is called the crown. After you cut off the crown, you can actually put it into water and grow a new pineapple. What a fun idea! We don't always use our hand to touch things. Sometimes we use our mouth. When you take a bite of food, it goes into your mouth. And in your mouth, you can feel the temperature of the food. And you can say, wow, that food was really hot, or wow, that food was really cold. So let's take a look at some foods and figure out if we put them in our mouth, would they be hot or would they be cold? All right, let's start with the ice cream. If we take a bite of ice cream, is that going to be hot in our mouth or cold? Cold. Ice cream is a cold food. Sometimes it's so cold it might give you a brain freeze. All right, let's look again. What about that spaghetti with the meatballs on it? Do you think that's hot or cold? We would probably eat that hot, huh? So yes, the spaghetti with the meatballs is a hot food. All right, let's take a look at that drink. I think I see some ice cubes in there. Do we think that drink is a hot drink or is it a cold drink? It's a cold drink. That drink is cold in your mouth. All right, lastly, the soup. Do we usually eat soup hot or cold? That soup would be hot in our mouths. So we use our sense of touch in our mouths to know if a food is hot or if it's cold. We can use our sense of sight to look at these foods and decide which food does not belong in the group. All right, ready? Let's see what we have here. We have a banana, a lemon, some cheese, and blueberries. Which food does not belong in the group? The blueberries. The blueberries are the only food that are not yellow. Every other food in the group is yellow. Okay, here's our second lineup. Can you tell me what food doesn't belong in the group? The cheeseburger. We have 3 drinks and 1 cheeseburger. Because the cheeseburger is not a drink, it does not belong in the group. Next, we use our nose to find the foods that smell the sweetest. All right, are your noses ready? Let's get sniffing. Which foods smell the sweetest? The cake. The cake definitely smells very sweet. Great job. Let's see if we can find one more food. What other food smells sweet? The steak? No, not the steak. The cupcake. Of course, the cupcake smells very sweet. I love the smell of a cupcake. We can use our ears to hear when a teapot is going off and the water inside is starting to boil. It will make almost like a whistling sound. So I'm going to put a pot of tea on the stove and you can let me know when you hear it whistle, okay? Awesome. Lastly, we use our tongue to taste different flavors in food. Out of these foods, can you tell me which food would taste very sour? Yes, the lemon. Lemons taste very sour. All right, next, can you tell me which food would taste very sweet? The strawberry. Strawberries are a very sweet food. Okay, next, can you tell me which food would be very spicy? The pepper. Peppers can be very spicy. Okay, last but not least, which food would be very salty if we tasted it? The pretzel. Pretzels can be very salty. I think you can even see some of the salt on that pretzel. Great job. Do you hear that too? I guess the tea is ready and I'll go take it off the stove. I had a great time with you at the cafe. We use our senses every single day, no matter where we are. All right, let's pull up that schedule and give the cafe a big thumbs up. Can you give it a thumbs up with me? Great job. Thumbs up. Perfect. So next, we are going to the learning lab. Do you remember what we say when we go somewhere new? Toco, take off. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Toco, take off. Look what was waiting for us at the learning lab. It's Mrs. Potato Head. I think she needs a little help being put together though. Should we help her out? Let's start up here. What do you think goes up here? Her eyes. Do you see her eyes anywhere? Perfect. Here they are. Her eyes are used for her sense of sight. All right, let's go a little lower. What do you think goes right here? Her nose. Do you see a nose anywhere on the table? The nose is light pink and an oval shape. Here's her nose. She uses her nose for her sense of smell. All right, under her nose, what goes right here? Her mouth. We use our tongue for our sense of taste. So, do you see the tongue on the table? Here's the tongue. Or we can use this, which is a smiley face. I think we'll use the smiley. Perfect. All right. What about our sense of hearing? What do we use for our sense of hearing? Our ears. Do you see two ears on the table? Here they are. 1 and 2. Oh, she even has some earrings. We'll put them the other way. All right, our last sense, our sense of touch. What might she use for her sense of touch? Her hands. Do you see 2 hands on the table? Perfect. Here's 1 hand. And here is 2 hands. And she's almost ready to go. Let's just give her first an accessory. Do you see her purse? It is hot pink. Right here. And then maybe some shoes or some clothes right over here. And then last but not least, her hair. Here it is. Perfect. Now she is all ready to go. That was so much fun. I think we should play a game to see how much we've learned today. What do you think, Mrs. Potato Head? Yes. What sense would you use to know when the school bell rings? Our sense of the hearing. We would use our ears and we would listen to the bell ringing. What sense would you use to check if the pizza was salty or sweet? Our sense of taste. We have taste buds on our tongue that tell us if something is salty or if it's sweet. What sense would you use to check if the pool water is warm or cold? Our sense of touch. We can touch the water and our brain will know if that water is warm or if it's cold. What sense would let you know that the garbage is stinky? Our sense of smell. Our nose would tell us, yuck, that garbage smells so bad. It is such a beautiful day outside, and I think I remember what's next on the schedule. Let's pull it up and look together. First, let's give a big thumbs up to the Learning Lab. Can you give a thumbs up with me? Great job. Thumbs up. Next is the park. I can't wait to get outside in the sunshine. All right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Toco, take off. Wow, what a beautiful day. Let's take a deep breath in and smell all that fresh air. There are also so many sounds at the park. Do you hear any? Sounds are important because they help us to make decisions. If you hear a phone ringing, that means, all right, I need to pick it up. If you hear an alarm going off, maybe that means I gotta get up, it's time for school. If you hear a siren, it could mean that you need to get out of the way so the firemen can get to the fire. Being outside makes me want to move around. Exercising is so good for our bodies. It keeps our bodies strong and healthy. Let's start with some music. Let's clap 3 times to start the music. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Our sense of hearing lets us listen to the music. We are going to do 3 different movements inspired by 3 of the senses. We'll learn each one individually, and then at the end, we're gonna try to put them all together. Sound fun? All right, our first sense we're going to use is our sense of hearing. So sometimes you might put your hand behind your ear like this, and that's kind of the motion for you're listening to something. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go to opposite sides. I'll start over here and point my foot and point my hand. And then with my other hand, I'm gonna put it behind my ear like I'm listening to something. And then we're just gonna go back and forth. Back and forth. And as we're transitioning, we're going to bend our knees. Just like this. So we're getting a nice little workout. All right, we're gonna try to do it 10 times. Ready? Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. For the next movement, it is going to be inspired by our sense of touch. So let's get those hands ready. First, let's put our feet together because we're actually going to be marching in this movement. Can I see you march? March, 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 march. Great job. Now we got those hands ready and we're gonna bring them out. And then we're gonna do something called arm circles. So it's like you're drawing a circle with your arm. So you're gonna move them in a circular motion. But the fun part is we're going to march at the same time. All right, let's try to do it for 10 seconds. Ready? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job! One more movement to go. Our third and last movement is going to be inspired by our sense of sight. So sometimes when you're looking for something, you might look out like this. Maybe it's to block the sun out of your eyes. Well, we're gonna incorporate that into the movement. We're actually going to get down on one knee and we're gonna look out like this. And then we're gonna come back up and we're gonna switch to the other knee. And that is a really good workout. All right, let's try to do it 10 times. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job! Do you think we can put them all together? Let's try it out. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, ready? Into the marching position. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready to kneel? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job! Oh, I feel so much better now. There are so many things for us to look at while we're at the park. We should play one of my favorite games. It's called I Spy. Maybe you've heard of it before. This is how we play. I'll say, I spy something, and you have to try and find it. Sound good? Great. All right, so let's see. I spy with my little eye a kite. Do you see a kite anywhere? Yes, right over there in the sky. Great job. All right, let's see. I spy with my little eye a truck. Do you see a truck anywhere? Yeah, right over there. Perfect. All right. I spy with my little eye a chipmunk. Do you see a chipmunk anywhere? Yes, right over there up in that tree. All right, let's see. I spy with my little eye a soccer ball. Do you see a soccer ball anywhere? Yeah, right over there on the ground. Great job. I spy with my little eye a pinwheel. Do you see a pinwheel anywhere? Yeah, right over there. Let's see. I spy with my little eye a bird. Do you see a bird anywhere? Yeah, there's a big red bird up in that tree. I spy with my little eye a balloon. Do you see a balloon anywhere? Yes, there's a yellow balloon up in the air. I hope it's not flying away. Let's see. I spy with my little eye a turtle. Do you see a turtle anywhere? Yes, over there on the ground. It's time for another knowledge knock. Let's find out if turtles have 5 senses. Turtles have such great sight that they can tell the difference between different patterns, shapes, and colors. However, turtles don't have peripheral vision like we do. Peripheral vision is our ability to see out of the corner of our eyes. Turtles don't hear well because they don't have the eardrum that other species have. This doesn't stop them from being able to pick up lower or deeper sound frequencies and vibrations both in the water and on land. Turtles can feel when something touches their shell, but they mostly just feel vibrations. It's like when you touch your fingernail. You can feel when someone touches it, but it's not very sensitive. Some turtle species have taste buds that lets them taste their food as they eat it, but other turtle species do not have taste buds. Turtles actually don't have teeth. They use beaks to break up food. Turtles can smell really well, both on land and under the water. They actually don't have nostrils like we do. They have bumps under their chins called barbels. Speaking of turtles, I have such a fun surprise for us at our next location. But first, let's bring up the schedule and give the park a big thumbs up. Perfect. Okay, so now it's time to get to the library. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, Toco, take off. I love being at the library. There are so many books for us to read together. You can use your sense of sight to see the pictures, and you can use your sense of hearing to listen to me read the story. Today, we're going to read 2 books together. The first book is called Tortoise Finds His Home. One day, Tortoise was walking through the veld. He was searching and searching. He gazed into the distance and squinted at the grass. "Are you looking for something?" Snail asked. "Yes, I'm looking for my house. Have you seen it?" "No, I haven't, but I'll help you look." Snail climbed onto Tortoise's shell. Tortoise walked on with Snail on his back. They looked and looked, but there was no sign of a house. "Are you looking for something?" asked Sparrow. "Yes, we're looking for Tortoise's house. Have you seen it?" "No, I haven't, but I'll help you look." Sparrow flapped his wings and whizzed away. "You're going too fast," called Tortoise. "All right, then I'll hop on too." Tortoise walked on with Snail and Sparrow perched on his shell. They looked and looked, but there was no sign of a house. "Are you looking for something?" asked Ladybird. "Yes, we're looking for Tortoise's house. Have you seen it?" "No, I haven't, but I'll help you look." Ladybird hopped onto Tortoise's shell. Tortoise walked on with Snail and Sparrow and Ladybird sitting on his back. They looked and looked, but there was no sign of a house. A breeze started to blow. "Are you looking for something?" asked Mouse. "Yes, Mouse, I'm looking for my house. Have you seen it?" "No, I haven't, but I'll help you look." Mouse jumped on to Tortoise's back. Tortoise walked on with Snail and Sparrow and Ladybird and Mouse on his back. They looked and looked, but there was no sign of a house. The wind swept the leaves off the ground and swirled them around Tortoise. The wind got stronger and stronger. The sky turned dark. "Oh, where is my house?" Tortoise sighed. Thunder roared in the hills. Lightning flashed in the distance. Drip, drip came the rain. "Oh, where is Tortoise's house?" asked Snail and Sparrow and Ladybird and Mouse. The wind whirled and whipped and blew Snail and Sparrow and Ladybird and Mouse right off Tortoise's back. "Eek!" squeaked Tortoise with a fright. He shrank back into his shell. It was warm and cozy inside. "Oh, here is my house." "Oh, here is Tortoise's house." The tortoise used his sense of sight to look for his home. The next book we're going to read is called The Lost Laugh. Spotty the hyena is very sad. He has lost his laugh. Please help me find my laugh, Giraffe. I can't hear a laugh up here. Please help me find my laugh, Hippo. I can't hear a laugh down here. Please help me find my laugh, Warthog. I can't hear a laugh in here. Please help me find my laugh, Monkey. How did you lose it? When I laugh, you can see my big teeth. That makes everyone frightened, said Spotty. Then I got sad and my laugh just disappeared. I can't find it anywhere. But you were looking in the wrong place. Monkey jumped out of the tree and picked up a feather. Then she began to tickle Spotty all over. Slowly, Spotty started smiling, and then he let out a big, loud laugh. He laughed and laughed until he was rolling around on the ground. All the other animals started laughing too. Where did you find his laugh? They asked. His laugh was inside him all the time. I just made him happy and out it came. They all laughed and laughed so that their teeth showed too. I'll never lose my laugh again, said Spotty the happy hyena. In the book, Spotty's friends are using their sense of hearing to listen for his lost laugh. Those are two great books full of different senses. Now let's pull up the schedule and give the library a big thumbs up. All right, let's see how many things we've done today. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. We only have one thing left to do, and that's to go home and say our goodbyes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Toco, take off. Hey, Zebo! We've made it back home, so we can give our final thumbs up to the last place on our to-do list. Our schedule for the day is now complete. Today was such a great day. I'm so glad that you guys joined us together in Tocoria. Zebo's excited too. We hope that you'll join us next time as Zebo gives us a new topic to learn about. It is so much fun to learn new things, especially when you're doing it with friends. Well, I guess this is goodbye. We will see you soon, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. Zebo, no, don't hit that button. Not again.